everyone, and welcome to the Atelier Nekozuki podcast. My name is Katie. This is episode 77, and today is Wednesday, May 22nd, 2019. I have restarted this podcast multiple times because I keep messing stuff up in my introduction. So let's hope that this is the time, like seventh time is the charm, as I get cat hair up my nose. Anyway, welcome to all new and returning viewers. Thank you so much for joining me. And we're kind of just we're just gonna go straight into it because it's going to be a little bit of a mad dash today. Edmonton Fiber Frolic is this weekend up in, well, Edmonton, and it is on Saturday, May 26th. And I am done sewing, but that does not mean that I'm done everything else, like packing the truck and making sure I have float and all of these other things. I know they always have to. Sorry, Dahlia was up here like 2 seconds ago and she's shedding right now still. Anyway, yeah, so there's always stuff that happens before a show that I know has to happen, but sometimes in my timeline I kind of forget it. The other part of it is that going up to Edmonton and coming back takes 2 days, and there's some new things I want to make for Edmonton Cat Fest on June 1st, so the weekend after this show, Edmonton Fiber Frolic, that I want to get together as well. And so I really only have 2 full work days left before that show, because Dallas is home after a long stint of OT next Wednesday and Thursday, so of course I want to hang out with him as much as possible. So it's all coming down to the deadline here for the next couple shows, but I'll get there, or at least I'll get partly there before I head up. So today is going to be a preview of the bags for the show. It's also going to be my knitting, because I have been super productive with my procrastinating. I've been knitting like it's my job or something this week, which actually it's not, but I wish it were some days. I love making bags, and I love everyone else. I love my job technically, but that is what it is. It is a job, and there are some days where I wonder why I'm doing what I'm doing. So keeping myself on track can be difficult, and this week it was a lot more difficult than a lot of other weeks. But the flip side of that is that I did actually get quite a bit of knitting done, and that's never a bad thing. So I did get through the toe. Actually, I'll show you the one with the progress keeper. Got through the toe, and I'm through the first full repeat of the flower stitch. Let's see if I can get this to focus. Nope. But through the first set of flower stitches on both of the socks. I'm doing 2 at a time for the Fine and Dandy socks by Jessica Gore, who is the Sweater Collective on Ravelry and Instagram, and I think probably most social media. A stitch marker or progress keeper by Sarah Elizabeth Fiberworks, being knit on Haya US 1 2.25 millimeter needles. I actually can't remember if these are the sharps or not. I got 1 pair to try them out because everyone was raving about them. They're a reasonable price, which was really nice, but the cables are really floppy for me. I'm super used to working with the Chiagu cables, which have the, like, I think it's like steel. There's something in the actual like cable, so they have like flexibility, but they're not floppy, and so I'm super used to the I don't know what you would actually call it. All of the words that are coming to my head right now are not really the best descriptions of them. But anyway, I am knitting. I'm not restarting. I'm sorry, guys, but I am knitting this out of a snow dyed sock blank, dyed by Yuriko Oki out of Vancouver. She works at Fiber Art Studio and she does a bunch of hand dyeing, and I'm really enjoying it. It does make for some kind of busy yarn, but that's why I chose a fairly simple pattern. I don't do pattern socks very often, but I felt like this pair needed to be a pattern. And they're simple. I think I should just be able to go around and knit them even in class mostly. The only thing I need to keep track of is row counts. Those are being held in a small box bag made by me, obviously. I was realizing that I've actually had this box bag for quite a while. and it's still not really showing its age very much. It's definitely dirty, so it needs to go into the wash soon, but that's kind of the point, is the project bags keep my projects cleaner and more cat-free, kind of. Like cat hair-free, not cat-free. But yeah, so that's what I was working on, kind of. But the thing that got the really big push, which you saw kind of when I pulled up my needles, is the Seraphim vest. I am through the body of the Seraphim. Now it is bunched up on the needles now because I am on the neckband, but the body is done. I looked at the date that I actually started this project the other day, and I started it in October of 2017, so I'm going to be very happy to have this off the needles. It ended up working up only to 20 inches. I think by the end, when I actually took the armholes off, when I was done knitting before blocking, I think I was at, yeah, 20 to 21 inches. I'm not 100% sure, but it blocked out to the full length of 27 inches. So I'm really glad that I did actually end where I needed to, and I figured that's what was happening. I think I talked about that in the last couple episodes, is that because it's superwash, it was going to like block really long, and that's exactly what I did. I'm really glad that I didn't end up knitting to the full length of like what's recommended. I was done my decreases at that point anyway. It's got texture pattern throughout the body. And then it's been the saga of the neckband. So the neckband is the same as the bottom band. And then you pick up, just like you would for any collar, you start the mosaic band, except that I picked up and then I continued knitting with the contrast color instead of the main color, like you're supposed to. But I knew I had to do a main color band. So I did 2 garter ridges of contrast, and then a garter ridge of main color, and then I went into the mosaic, which doesn't work. Because mosaic knitting, you only, even though it looks like color work, and it is color work to a point, but mosaic knitting slipped stitches, that's all it is. So you're only ever working with one color at a time. So I started doing the mosaic and couldn't see it, did a whole row, and then realized that I was knitting the mosaic with the main color on a main color band. So I had to rip out about 5 rows of almost 300 stitches each, which isn't actually that much. It's DK weight yarn, it's knitting up relatively quickly, but I was just, it had to go into timeout for a couple hours that evening because, yeah, it was just one problem after another. And then I think yesterday, yeah, I screwed up half of the mosaic band on this first row, of course. So I had to pick that back out, and it's been a bit of a disaster. I'm hoping now that I've got it actually established that it won't be quite as bad, because honestly, once it's done, it's done, and I am super excited to have it done, especially after 2 years, or almost 2 years, a year and a half-ish. And I just want the project at this point. I'm realizing that I'm very much a project knitter, like a product knitter, not a process knitter. Like, if I want to be a process knitter, then I knit socks. Like, if I just need something to keep my hands busy. But for garments and stuff like that, I'm definitely the product knitter. I want it done, and I want to be able to wear it. The one thing I was worried about when I blocked it is that the armhole is really deep, but the mosaic band did actually help pick it up, and I think it'll be okay. I still have to do a little bit of work on the armhole once I'm finished the neckband. The one thing I was noticing is because I only knit to the 20 inches, the 20 inches is the same stitch count as you would use for the short vest. So I did have to fudge the numbers a little bit for the mosaic band because there weren't as many stitches on the needles, like, or around the neck and down the fronts. So I used one of the higher numbers. I just used a number from the short vest so that I had enough that the pattern repeated correctly. Yeah, and that's how I ended up doing that. So I don't really know what else to say about this. Oh, It's being knit on Chiagu needles. These are the interchangeables, US 8 5.0 millimeter needle, and it's being knit out of Ancient Arts Yarns Merino DK in the Iron Horse colorway for the gray, and then the pink is raspberry, well, pinky red is the raspberry gelato. It is the yarn that was called for in the pattern, and I'm knitting this because I'm guesting with Ancient Arts Yarns down at TNA, and I wanted to have a couple items out of their yarn so I can wear them in the booth. So this one will be good. And I also finished the Rose Valley shawl out of Socknado last year, so I figured a shawl and a sweater vest are probably sufficient, because Cleveland last year at least was really warm. So this is basically if the AC is cranked in the building. But yeah, I'll be happy to have it done. I don't know if I will have it done next week or the week afterwards, so obviously I will keep you apprised. And that is still being actually held in one of my knot bags. I'm quite happy. This has still about 2 1/3 or 2 full skeins of yarn in there, and like this is very crunched in there, but it still fits, and I'm quite impressed. Yeah, and then what else did I do this week? I did actually play some Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. I'm trying to catch up on the series before I play Kingdom Hearts 3, realizing that it's a good idea that I'm doing it because it's filling in a lot of the gaps that Kingdom Hearts 2 actually left. And then what have I been reading? I actually haven't been reading. I have been listening though. I didn't chat about this book last week, but I did listen to Mambo in Chinatown by Jean Kwok. I put it in the show notes. I enjoyed that. It's been on my to be read list for like years. So what I'm doing right now, as I'm doing show prep and like crazy busy, is I'm going through and listening to a bunch of audiobooks from my to be read list that I have on Goodreads. So basically just filling in gaps that I've had on there for like years and years and years. So I'm actually really enjoying that. The one I'm reading or listening to right now, I listened to and finished The Burning Sky by Sherry Thomas, the first in the Elementals trilogy. And then right now I'm listening to the second in the trilogy, which is The Perilous Sea. I just started that one, and the like subsequent books or the sequels in the series are not books that I had on my to be read list, but I wanted to just continue straight into them instead of like listening to the first book and then switching to something else and then going back to the series and not knowing what they were talking about, because that's how my life would go right now. So I'm just listening straight through, and then I'll go back to like the ones that I haven't been reading or have on the list still. This has also helped me actually like remove some of the books, the to be reads from my list, just because they ended up not being something that I was interested in, or like I was interested in, but the subject matter was like meh. So I've taken some off. It's really nice to kind of start cracking down on that list because it has grown far too much recently, which is fine. It leaves me with lots to read, but I want to actually read or listen to some of them throughout. Sorry, I'm sitting in our living room and I just realized that our backdoor neighbor's cat is totally sitting in the window like watching. So it's a little black cat, same as Dahlia, so I love seeing her or him in the window. Yeah, and that's realistically it. Dallas, as I mentioned last Friday, was only home for 2 days, so we really didn't do much. We did go out for a nice dinner in Canmore, and then it's just been work. I've been sewing because I cut out all the knot bags before he came home, and then I had to do all the turning and finishing and ironing and everything like that to get them finished. So let's actually just get straight into them, because honestly that's all I really have. I do need to crack down and get them packed and get the truck figured out. I got the actually I have a little bit more chatter. I got the tires changed yesterday, so they're all in the back of the truck, so they have to come out and get stored, and then I can pack the truck with all the new bags. And then so this weekend these bags will all be available at Edmonton Fiber Frolic. Excuse me. And then there'll be and then I'll be back up to Edmonton for Edmonton Cat Fest. Excuse me. Dallas did bring home a cold last week. I'm over it, thank goodness. That's actually a little bit of what slowed me down this week, was I did not want to make it worse. I do not want to be patient zero at these shows, and I don't think I'm going to be. But it's still sticking around a little bit, so if I sound a bit nasally too, that's it. But oh my goodness, okay, Fiber Frolic. I'm actually, when you come into Fiber Frolic, there is an entry fee. All the details are listed on their website, Instagram, Facebook, and the website. Yes. And I'm actually the first table in on the left when you come in. So I am not easy to miss. I'm hard to miss. There we go. So I'll have all these new bags there, and I'll have, of course, all my other stock there, or as much as I can have there. I'm gonna try to be able to set it up for the trunk and everything like that. It is a little bit smaller of a space. It's a 6x9 foot space, so setup will be a bit different than you normally see at like Knit City and such, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this show last year, and I'm looking forward to this year. If you're there, I'm going to have the Gashapon machine again as well. So if you spend $100 or more, you get a certain discount off and a progress keeper. Now, I think I have enough progress keepers, but progress keepers are limited quantity, so it's as supplies last. Yeah, something like that. I can't remember the wording exactly, sorry guys. But the discount codes will be there until the end of the day, obviously. Yeah, so you get a surprise discount and a progress keeper while supplies last. There we go. Yeah. And then there will not be a shop update until post Catfest, simply because I will be head down sewing actually next week to be able to do any shop updates. But then the shop update will occur after Edmonton Catfest. So let's actually get into it, because I keep teasing and I keep looking over at the bags here. Some of these bags I have had it done for a little while, but you know, sometimes they get misdirected in transit. So I am going to have these budgies in a large box bag lined in white. They're super bright and I love them. Bright and delicate. Totally reminds you of like a summer fabric, so this is like would be perfect for your little bit larger summer projects. That's the nice thing also about like a project bag, is you can set the yarn aside from you in the summer especially, and it doesn't get as sweaty, which is nice, instead of having it kind of like against you. This is a large wedge bag in a purple kimono print. Large wedge bags are nice because you can fold them down like so, and then you have a nice little yarn bowl for wherever you go. These can also be hooked onto another bag or your belt loop or anything like that with the side tabs. The side tabs make it a lot easier to open and close the bag as well. And with the large box bags, you can just like hook the handle over your hand like this and you're good to go. I typically do that a lot more with my small box bags, but it works with both. That's a knot bag, and I'll show that all together. Sloths with wrister handle. I am moving away a lot more from the wrister handles because I find that the tote bag handles are a lot better for like moving knitting around instead of this. But super cute sloths. And this one is lined in a beige. And this is the like big bag, so this is the one for your voluptuous projects, blankets, sweaters, find your fades, like big shawls. This will hold it all. Or you know, the other thing is you can take all your whips out of your smaller bags and the yarn and put them in here. Ask me how I know. And then this would be a handled big bag, so it's got the tote handles like this, and this is the Bright Bird fabric, Bright Bird's on lime green. This is a restock, so it is actually listed on the site already, and it's lined in white. And then let's get into knot bags. So I've got Polar Bear Cafe on natural. The knot bags are what I'm holding the Seraphim in. They're really nice because all you end up doing, they are my only non-zip project bags available at this time. Just loop it through and you're good to go. You can use this for anything you would like. I tend to actually, even like if I'm out walking and knitting, I take my wallet or like just my cards in here, phone, whatever you need. Typically that isn't in my zipped bags like the small box bag and the small wedge bag, but hey, it still works. I have pom-poms. Now a lot of these fabrics, this is going to be the last bag that you will actually see made in these fabrics. Some of them I do have more like box bags or large wedge bags cut, but this will be the last like iteration you'll see these fabrics in. So this is one of those cases, but it is the pom-poms. I really like that fabric. That actually came from a shop in Kyoto. Cats on pianos, and this one, guys, I am pleased as punch because my fabric matching game for this bag and the other one in a different colorway was on point. I love it. I don't generally, well, okay, no, that's a lie. I do generally try to match these up, especially for small box bags, because I hate if it's just like crooked at the zipper. Probably spend a little bit too much time making sure that they match, but this one came together quite nicely. So yeah, this is Sassy Cat on pianos. Another pom-pom bag. Very bright pom-poms. I love these guys. And then popcorn cats. Why they're popcorn cats is because it actually says popcorn here. And this is like a bright blue. Super bright cats, super cute. I love this one. Love the little cat butts. Pretty sure there is, yeah, there's also like cat with popcorn bucket on his head. Quite fun. Hedgehogs, blue hedgehogs. This is the last of this fabric for sure. Pink hedgehogs as well. Then this is the pink version of Sassy Cats on pianos. And again, it's pattern matched on the edges. So super happy with that. This one's nice too because it actually has, they've got little bow ties on them, and these guys ones are blue. I really like that fabric. Well, okay, I've got a soft spot for any fabric with black cats on it. Cats amongst sakura. So there's dozy cats and sitting cats and walking cats and question mark tail cats. And this one's on navy. This one is super fun. I don't know what I'm gonna call it. Maybe cat people. But this cat, these silver cats are sparkly, and there's yarn. And there's cats and hats with like a pearl collar. So I really like this one. All the knot bags also are finished so that you don't have any raw edges, including in your handle. And they're finished so that for sturdiness. All lined in a complementary color so that it's not like, so here's like Sassy Cat with abstract geometry and kitty cat prints, and they're lined with fabrics that aren't going to like burn your retinas out if you open them up in comparison to the fabric itself. So like this one I wouldn't want to line in a white, I lined it in a beige so that it's a little bit more complementary, or at least in my head that's how it works. Sassy Cat with abstract geometry in pink. Again, I don't know what I'll actually call this, but it'll be something. Love all the little kitty cat prints everywhere and the like delicate sassy cats. So for you, anyone who doesn't know, Sassy Cat fabrics are all my black cat fabrics are actually known as Sassy Cat fabrics. Because for some reason all of the Japanese cat fabrics with black cats on them are mostly very sassy looking. There's one company in particular, when you look at it, it's the black cat amongst like roses, and it's like such a sassy looking cat. It's amazing. So there's that, but the other part of it is because my only encounter and interaction with the cat that is black, a black cat, ugh, is Dahlia, who is A, the dominant cat of our family, B, female, and C, the sassiest cat I have ever known in my life. So in honor of Dahlia, Quality Control Inspector Dahlia, all of the black cat fabrics for Nekozuki are actually named Sassy Cat. So if you're ever looking for black cat fabrics, look through Sassy Cat, because that's how you'll get all specific black cat fabrics. Anyway, we'll continue. Summer fabrics are here. So this is Ice Pops on Navy. And this one is super fun. So there's like mint chocolate chip and oranges and kiwis and strawberries, I think, because it's very, very faint. Oh, you can actually see it quite well there. And then I think those are actually lemons. Let's go with lemons for that one. And then this yellowish one is kiwis. So nice summer print. This one's super fun too. This is like cats and bunnies with things on their heads, or like collars. I love the face on this one. This one always reminds me of like Remy. That's what he looks like when you put things on him, like hats or anything like that. So I love him. Love the stacked cats. I just love it all. I like this apple cat who's like blepping. So there's a black with white polka dots. And then there's like a charcoaly gray with pink polka dots. And there is one more here of it. Here, so I can show them all together. Hot pink with aqua polka dots. All of these bags are machine washable, air dry, and you can iron them as needed. And then this is some of the last of this one. It's cats in mugs, red mugs on navy. Look at that face, like, and the tail and the little toe beans. And as you can tell, this is a cat-friendly household. I do my best to not let them actually like get on the bags, but that doesn't mean they're not around and that I don't carry just as much fur into my workroom, unfortunately, some days. This is polka dot kitties on navy. Yuki dot kitty. This one's fun too because like there is a cat polka dot, like a cat head polka dot. Little sassy cats. Yeah, I love this fabric. It's super bright too. Very summery. Knot bags are generally recommended for like 2 cakes of whatever yarn you're using. Obviously I can fit quite a bit into it with the Sarafan, but I do generally only recommend 2, maybe 3 cakes of like fingering weight, but you'll be more comfortable with 2 cakes of 100 grams of whatever you're using, so 200 grams total, simply so that your like project isn't draping out of your bag somehow. This is the other version of Cats and Mugs on ivory. Toe beans here. I can't decide which one I actually like better of this colorway. I love them all. And then of course, because we are all knitters here, a sheep on white. Haven't had a new sheep fabric in a while, so I'm quite happy with this one. Scotty dogs and sweaters. This one hasn't been made into a knot bag yet. I don't know why. Another pom-pom fabric, because you know, can't have enough pom-poms. And then cats in red mugs instead of blue mugs. More pom-pom. There are only 4 pom-pom fabrics, I promise, but this is the last one. This one, for some reason, even with these like unnatural colors, remind me of alpaca pom-poms. I think it's because of these guys. Another popcorn cats on bright pink this time. And then there is that one also on black. That's the last colorway of the popcorn cats. And one more of the abstract geometry for Sassy Cats. I think this is actually my favorite colorway of that one. Cats doing things on bright pink. I like the polka dotty one here, and this one's cool because it's bright or metallic-y. And you know, sexy chicken leg. Gotta have that sexy chicken leg. I just realized, oh my gosh, that looks like he's got a button-up shirt on, or she's got a button-up shirt on. So there's a little bow tie and then like 3 buttons. And sorry if my fingernail is distracting you. I whacked my finger a few months ago installing laminate downstairs, and it's finally almost grown out. And I like this one because it's nice and subtle, but it's got these nice bright pops of pink. It's a, like, very traditional wave pattern. Another polka dot kitties, this time on white. Again, I can't decide which one I prefer of these, but they're both super cute. I love seeing how different patterns allow different things to show up, like the cats and everything like that, and the polka dots. This is Cats Amongst Sakura on ivory. And then this one's super cute. This is Cuddle Puddle. And it's all the dozy creatures. So there's little hedgehogs, and there's little baby French bulldogs, and there's kitties. 2 different kinds of kitties. And then there's Shiba, a couple different Shiba, and another kitten, and they're just super cute. And I figured it's Cuddle Puddle because, you know, why not? And then, finally, there is Cats and Fish on Rose. Let's go with Pale Rose. This is Cotton Linen Blend. Cats and Fish on Dark Natural. Cats and Fish on Lilac or Violet. I don't quite know what colorway I want to call this yet. Get rid of the sewing room detritus. It looks like they're having a party. And then Cats and Fish on Mustard. And that's what I have coming with me to Edmonton, brand new. So if anyone is attending and they're watching this episode and you see something that you absolutely must have, well, even if you're not attending, let me know and I will set it aside for you so that it doesn't like not get to you if you really want it. Shipping for these bags will now occur after Edmonton Fiber Frolics, simply because I don't have the time, unfortunately, but I will set it aside for you, and then we'll get everything sorted out next week so that you can get it ASAP. Well, as soon as possible after that point. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me on social media or through my website as well, and I will try to help you as best as I can. I hope you guys all have a fantastic week. I will be recording next Wednesday simply because I don't have any other chance to do it. So expect to see another episode then. And oh, that is the one exciting thing. I am actually having a sale on sale bags right now. So if you're a newsletter subscriber, you've already received this information, but it will be running through Edmonton Fiber Frolic. It is 40% off all sale bags, and you can use sale 40 to get that discount on the website. So yeah, I will chat with you guys all next week. Enjoy that sale, and see you soon. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.